So I posted a day 1 video of chapter 8, section 1, law of sines. We talked about there's different scenarios. And remember, when you have the side scenario, that's the ambiguous case where we could either have one triangle, two triangles, or no triangles. So we did example 1, 2, 3, and then starting at example 3 was when we started looking at the ambiguous cases. So we did example 3, 4, and 5, and now we'll do example 6. So this is another example of the ambiguous case. Notice you're given two sides and an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch a picture for myself. And again, it's not drawn to scale. So B, A, and it doesn't matter where you put the capital letters. What's important is that the lowercase letter goes across from the capital letter that's naming the angle, and then lowercase B would be here, and then C. So they gave us A, it's 12. They gave us B, it's 5. And they also gave us angle A, it's 31 degrees. So now, again, let me go ahead and fill in. Remember, you're looking to find the measures of all three angles and then find the lengths of all three sides. So again, we have side A, B, and then angle A. So again, the first thing I'm going to be using in my proportion is what I have the numbers on. So notice I have both the angle and the side length for A, but I only have the side of lowercase b. But the proportion I'm going to be filling in is going to be A over sine A equals B over the sine of B. So I'm going to fill it in. 12 over the sine of 31 is equal to 5 over the sine of B. I'm looking for angle B first. So I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply here. And when I do this cross product, 12 times the sine of B, and then I'm going to do 5 times the sine of 31. So I get the sine of B times 12 is equal to the sine of 31 times 5. In order to find angle B, I need to divide both sides by 12. I am going to get this decimal because what I'm going to do is, so then sine of B is equal to this decimal, but then to find angle B, I use the inverse. So the inverse, and let me go ahead and get that decimal. Calculator needs to be in degrees when you're doing these problems. So I'm doing the sine of 31 times 5, and then divided by 12. Once I do that on my calculator, I get 0.2145991979. Leave that long number when you go to find the angle measure. Do not round anything until the end, until after you do this. And then I'm going to hit the second key or the shift key, and then put that long decimal in there. And I get angle B is equal to 12.39 because it says round to the hundredths place. So that is angle B. And now what I need to do is, if you want to stop and do the check right now, you can. But I can also go ahead and finish the triangle. That's what I did when I did the other examples. Now remember, using this angle, this is where we're going to go back and check for the second triangle. But let me go ahead and complete this first triangle. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I need to do another proportion. I'm still using A's information. I need to find angle C, and to do that, I'm going to add the two angles I have. So 12.39 added to the 31 that we had from the beginning. Once I add these, I get 43.59. Subtract it from 180, and I get 136.41 is my angle C. And now I'm going to use that angle C along with angle A and side length A. So the proportion I'm going to use to find side C is going to be A over the sine of A equals C over the sine of angle C. Fill in this information. So sine of 136.41, and then angle A's information was 12 over the sine of 31. And again, you're going to multiply diagonally. So I'm going to multiply this, and I get the sine of 31 times C equals the sine of 136.41 times 12. I'm going to divide both sides by the sine of 31. And once I do that, that will give me side length C. 16.0646, so rounded to the hundreds place, 16.06 centimeters. So now I have completed the first triangle. These are all centimeters. So 16.06 centimeters. Now I'm going to go back and check to see if it's possible for me to form a second triangle. And the way that you do that is you're going to take this angle B, you're going to add it to the other angle you had. So let's see, we can do two things. I can either just subtract 180 minus the 12.39, and this gives me 167.61. Now, this potentially could be angle B of the second triangle, but I need to make sure that there's enough room to make an angle C. So once I take 31 and add it to the original, 31 was angle A, and then when I add it, I get 198. Remember, the three angles of a triangle add up to be 180. This is too big. So there is no second angle B, because once I add it to the angle A, there's nothing left to make angle C. So this scenario will only give me one triangle, and that's all the information that I wrote up here. If this number was under 180, then I would have gone and finished up and found all 6 pieces for a second triangle. Okay, so here's example 7. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a visual. And again, I'm not Notability, so my lines aren't straight. You get the idea. This is your triangle. Again, lowercase a across from angle A. Little c here, little b. You were given side C, it's 29 meters. Side B, 46 meters. And then angle C. So again, let's write it down. Angle A, I don't know. Angle B, I don't know. Angle C is 31 degrees. Lowercase a, I don't know. Little b is 46 meters. Little c is 29 meters. Again, let's look to see where we have all of our numbers. And this will be the first proportion that I'm going to set up. So I'm going to be doing lowercase b over the sine of b equals lowercase c over the sine of angle C. So let's fill in 46 over the sine of b. I'm trying to find angle B first. And then 29 over the sine of 31. I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply here. So I get sine of b times 29 equals the sine of 31 times 46. Divide both sides by 29. Once I get this decimal, I'm going to be doing the inverse with it in order to get angle B. Once I do this on my calculator, I get 0.8169569.464 inverse with that decimal, because whenever you're looking for an angle measure, you're doing the inverse. So angle B equals, rounded to the hundreds place, 54.78. Next, what I can do, I need to find angle A. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 180 minus 54.78 Once I do that, I get 125.22. Sorry, this is going to give me what I need to do. This could be potentially my angle. This is going to be my angle B of my second triangle. This is angle B of the first triangle, because this one's actually going to give me two triangles. So again, what I can do here is now I'm going to take 125.22, add it to the original 31-degree angle that they gave me, and I get 156.22. This is under 180, so there is enough room for the next angle. So now what I'll do is, to find that missing angle, is I'm going to do 180 minus the 156.22, and my last angle, angle A of triangle 2, is going to be 23.79 degrees. So these are going to be numbers for my second triangle. And then the original triangle, angle C, is still the same one that was given. So these are the three angles for the second triangle. Now I also need to find all of my information for still the first triangle. So this was my angle B here of the first triangle. I could circle this right here. So my first angle B is the 54.78. And again, to find angle A here, I'm going to add 54.78 plus 31. Subtract this from 180. And that'll give me angle A. So angle A is 94.22. Now I need to go back and find side length A, since I now have angle A. So this is all for the first triangle. So then I'm going to do little a over the sine of 94.22. And again, use the original given angle and side. So we're going to be doing 29 over the sine of 31. And again, we're going to cross multiply and divide. So once I cross multiply here, I am going to get the sine of 31 times A equals the sine of 94.22 times 29. Divide both sides by the sine of 31. And this calculation is going to give me side length A, and I get 56.15 meters. So now I have completed my first triangle. Now, notice I did go out of order. I did find the three angles. This is all the second triangle's angles. And again, we were given, so we have angle A of the second triangle is 23.79. And then I have angle B of the second triangle is the 125.22. Angle C was given. And then now I need to find side A, side B, side C. The B and the C are what was given from the beginning. They're the same. What I need to find is side A using this angle A. So we'll do A over the sine of 23.79 is equal to, and again, use your given information. So again, the given was the C information, so 29 over the sine of 31. Cross multiply here. And once we do this, we get the sine of 31 times A equals the sine of 23.79 times 29. Divide by the sine of 31. And this is going to give me A is equal to, and I get A is equal to 22.71 meters. So then that completes the second triangle. 22.71 meters. So this given information produced two triangles. So this is all for the second triangle, and then up at the top, this was my first triangle's information. Okay, so area of an oblique triangle, and this is going to be used when you're given side angle side. So there's three different formulas here, and just notice depending on the given. So if you're given angle A, you use the first one, and then you're going to take side length B and C and multiply them. And then if you're given C, it'll be the 1/2 A times B times sine C. If you're given angle B, it'll be 1/2 side A times side C times the sine of B. The capital A here in the formula, that represents the word area. It's not an angle A. So let's try a couple examples. So here we've got two examples. It says to find the area of the triangle and round to 2 decimal places. So they want you to round to the hundredths place. So for this first example, notice they're giving me angle C. So the formula I'm going to use is going to be 1/2 little a or side A times side B times the sine of C. So I'm going to fill in my numbers. So area equals 1/2 90 times 52 times the sine of 102. I'm going to go ahead and multiply, and then I'm going to round to 2 decimal places. And you get the area to be 2,288, and it's 0.865, so I'm going to round it to 0.87. And these are meters, and remember the units on area are always squared. The next one, still given angle C. And this can change depending on the angle that they give you. But just remember, you're just taking the 3 pieces of information and plugging them into the formula. So I'm going to do area equals 1/2 24 times 18 times the sine of 80. Multiply all this straight in your calculator. So once we multiply all this, we get 212.718, so rounded to the hundredths place, 0.72 yards squared. So it's just a matter of taking the given and plug it into the formulas on the previous slide. So again, remember when you're doing this homework, make sure your calculator is in degrees.